Hello, hello. Welcome back to Tape Heads. I actually have a show put together this week. I'm so excited.
We've got a theme,
We
y'all.
got a thing to do. Okay, let's roll the intro. I'm so prepared. I'm so prepared.
I love preparation.
Like a Girl Scout.
I'm so excited. Okay, but before we get into this, I'm gonna let you guys show whatever pickups you have for this week.
Listen, I have quite a few pickups, so I would appreciate it if you guys help me make sense of all this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, if anybody is curious as to what my favorite movie of all time is, look no further than Urban Cowboy.
You are an urban cowboy.
I love this movie tremendously. I watched the movie about 3 times this week in celebration of this. I rocked out all week to the soundtrack. This is I could do a complete breakdown. I could do an analysis. I could do a thesis on Urban Cowboy, and we have a sealed Betamax with the back Paramount Watermarks, 6-sided. This thing is gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is the prized possession of my collection, and I was also informed by the seller that this particular copy here came from a store that was opened and in the area of the filming at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's a beautiful copy. That's nice.
yeah, oh my God, look at this.
So can you say real quick why is that movie so special to you, Carter? Like, what can you make a quick?
You know,
Cowboy?
yeah, it's like it has a good heart to it. It's like a like a romance, and it was weird because when I watched it, I was like probably 12 at the time, and I like it was just the great characters. John Travolta, charismatic as hell, and and I came back to watching the movie like as an adult, and you get a few life experiences under you, and then the movie just takes on a whole new meaning. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate it even more now, and I can kind of relate, even though I'm not a cowboy, but I relate to the personalities. How about that? So yeah, we got it.
It's beautiful.
I never
Love it.
seen it, but I have to watch it.
The movie is great. It's great,
I
and
can
like
get into it. I like John Travolta.
Yeah.
I don't have to watch it again because just from your enthusiasm, I can feel it. I can feel it.
and the funny thing is,
All right.
I don't think I've ever watched Saturday Night Fever.
I haven't.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you gotta watch both versions, the adult version and the PG version they brought out. So everybody can enjoy it.
When I think of John Travolta, the first thing I think of is Grease, and then second, probably Pulp Fiction.
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen either of like Grease or Pulp Fiction. I take that back. I saw Pulp Fiction. I meant to say Saturday. I've never seen Saturday Night Fever or Grease,
Okay, yeah.
but yeah,
When I hear John Travolta, I think of Face Off. That's me.
I saw that movie in the theater. That was
And look
yeah,
who's
that
talking.
was- I have that. I got a sealed copy of that.
No, look who's talking.
You
We
need to
got
get
Chris
that
too.
VHS.
What's
Dave?
up?
Hey,
What's good?
I'm just showing off Urban Cowboy.
Sweet.
Okay,
I'm just fixing my mic.
Next, we got a sealed copy of
wow.
Red Dawn. Look at
Nice.
that.
Bottom tab too, so it's an early one. Yeah,
Look at that.
That's the early one, yeah.
bottom tab. Bottom tab.
Betamax.
Good pickup. Love that movie.
Yeah, I have to see this. I don't think either I saw it and don't remember. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Do you
like-
know how many movies I have that are like that? That I'm like, I know I've seen this, but I can't tell you anything that goes on.
Yeah, because it's like I was probably a kid when I saw it, and I just completely forgot. But yeah, look at that.
Mhm.
Look at this.
Crispy.
I mean, I haven't seen a copy on eBay at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, just
Can you
Red
disclose
Dawn?
where you seen that one?
I've
What
seen
was
a
that?
couple of them pop up of Red Dawn, but they're really always hard to grab. They're hard to find.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen a few, but they're pricey.
Was that a private buy,
What was that?
like private sale, or from on eBay?
We'll talk about it behind the scenes.
The
It's a
secret,
secret.
Yeah.
secrets.
Ooh, look at you.
Secrets.
Yeah,
Ooh.
man, great pickup.
Secrets and dreams.
All right. Okay, so we have a sealed clamshell of
Ooh.
Paul Newman's beautiful face. We have the drowning pool.
Man, you're finding some good stuff this week. What's going
For
on?
real.
Carter's always got the heat.
Killing it.
I'm trying to take what I know about comics, take the enthusiasm, take what I just take the skill, take the skill from collecting comics, transfer it to VHS.
Well, you're doing it really well.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I tried to do that too, but I don't really.
Okay, so wait, the sticker on that is, what does it say on it?
WHB.
Yeah, Warner Home.
Okay,
Movies,
so Warner
yeah.
Home Video on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I have never paid attention to the stickers until today.
Now you would think is the title "Drowning Pool." That you would think it's more they'd be referring to like a metaphorical drowning pool. No, it's an actual drowning pool. And I saw this movie a long time ago. And, good movie. I believe it's a sequel to a movie from the '60s. I believe. I think it was called.
It's a Lucille movie called Harper.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It's based on a novel too. It's a pretty good movie, directed by a guy named Stuart
I thought
Rosenberg.
God damn, Charles.
Oh my God.
Was a rock band or something like that.
Well, the guy who directed that also directed Amityville Horror too. So
Nice.
You guys will
the
love
original
this.
one.
This comment.
oh yeah,
I love it.
acetate variant.
I love it.
Jesus.
Was
Jesus
this,
variant.
was this supposed to be like sealed in plastic or no?
No,
No.
those weren't
Okay.
sealed.
All right, cool.
Sometimes you'll find them sealed, and it's just because the stores who got them in would seal them themselves to protect them, but not all of them. They were never done.
All right. How often do you come across something like this?
The clams, not very often anymore. I used to find them because for a while nobody knew to look for those, so they were out there. And lately they've been really hard to come by. If they do pop up, they go really quick.
So they've been drying up.
They've been drying up from
So-
the drowning pool.
Do you think I could market this to fans of the band Drowning Pool?
Probably.
What do you
Just
think?
tell them it's the true story of Drowning Pool, the band.
There you go.
See?
Oh, okay, so
Also,
wait, here's a
it is.
question. Were the Warner clams in Canada sealed?
There is some debate on that. We don't have a definite answer. I've heard yes and I've heard no. I have not had any from Canada myself, so I'm not positive.
I could not tell you either.
I think I've seen them with sealed, and they have the WB logo watermark on the back. I could be. I must have seen
You
it.
might.
A while
I've heard people say both. Like they've seen some with the
Yeah.
watermarks, seen some that haven't, and so
Yeah,
Canada's a whole different ball game because you're talking about
Oh,
a
I have
different
this one.
duplicator and a lot.
I have pictures. I might be able to find it.
Okay.
Of
All right. Now here's a movie that I'm surprised not a lot of people are like buying, honestly. So Sex, Lies, and Videotape. It's tricky, so you got to find the RCA logo. You got to find the RCA watermark
Mm-hmm.
and the RCA Columbia sticker. So it's like you got to find the combination of
The
all three.
trifecta.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll be like Columbia TriStar or in any
When they changed over,
it'll mess up the
they use the
match.
same boxes too when they become Columbia TriStars. It's the same box, just a different logo printed on it. So it's
Mhm.
really confusing.
Exactly. So I got this for like $10. I'm like,
That's a
okay,
good buy.
Wow.
yeah.
Solid one.
I have one of those laying around here somewhere, but I don't know which print it is.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out. This was like kind of, I guess, controversial, maybe.
If
But
anybody knows about controversial, it's you. So I'm gonna trust you on that.
and as far as the title goes, like a lot of people kind of ripped off the title, sex lies and da da da, sex lies and da. So I would expect this movie in the near future to do a little something something.
Solid, man.
All right, next up we got Popeye.
Wow.
What year is this? This is
88, 89.
This is okay. It says 1981 right here. So and you got
A
this
little bit later. That quality at its peak stickers from later on. The
okay,
front.
all right. And you have
side watermark, right?
Yep, side watermark. So I think it was like shoot. I think I paid $50 for this. So
That's Shelley Duvall, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad price. Those get hard because a lot of those, if they didn't sell a lot of them, they kind of sit around for a while. Then they would do promos, like they would throw that quality at its peak. And that quality at its peak sticker, I don't think came until like 87, which is interesting.
Okay.
So,
I think that one is first movie, Robin Williams' first movie as a main, on the main title.
So he jumped from Mork and Mindy to Popeye.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, that his first major motion picture is Popeye.
Okay.
I have also heard that, so I think you're right.
That's a good for the Robin Williams fans. I mean, that's definitely the first movie that he was after Mork and Mindy. That was a TV show. So,
this would have been while he was doing Mork and Mindy, because Mork and Mindy was what, 78 to like 82 or 3, and this came out in 79, 80. So yeah, it would have been while he was doing Mork and Mindy. So he wasn't a huge star yet, but he was going up.
Right. So okay, even if the like 1989 or 1988 isn't on here, this would be like maybe a late 80s release.
Yeah, I would say it's somewhere between 85, maybe 87, because I know that there was a redo of Popeye in 88, which would have had the 88 copyright. So I think that would put it around 86 or 87 with that quality at its peak sticker on it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Those are fun because those get to be even more rare than when you get on because they're interesting. There's not a whole lot of them.
Was that a VHS or Betamax on?
This was a VHS.
VHS, yeah.
All right, next, can please help me on this one because
it's a nice one.
I don't know what the hell
it should be on the bottom, right?
Yeah, it should say Nelson on the bottom. If you have the line on the side, it's a later one.
There's an embassy box.
Right.
Okay.
That's definitely a second print.
Nelson
first
up
print's an
top,
embassy.
and there is a
on the side.
There's a new line.
Yeah, that's a 1990 release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1990 New Line, 89, 90 New Line acquired most of the catalog from them, and they redid those. And then 94 New Line brought out their own Escape from New York, so that's like a 90 release.
Okay. And
cool one to have.
It's got 81. I got 81, 84 date on the back.
So if it was an actual like really early, the bottom of it, you would have a Nelson watermark on the bottom of the tape. So Nelson Home Entertainment on the bottom.
Alrighty. All right. Here's another movie that I'm surprised nobody is really
Scrooged.
jumping on. Movie. Yeah. And okay, so this is a first print.
Sure. I don't know much about Scrooge, but
yeah,
it came out in 89, 90.
It's 1990, right? Or 91?
Yeah. This is I think the movie is okay, the movie came out in 88 and the release is 1989. And
so you'll have the side watermarks for those.
Yeah, and we got the side watermarks. Yeah, this was the only one that I could find that had
that great movie, great price sticker though. I think was 91 or 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Anything with the 1990 date on it would have the barcode up top.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to make it a point to look for.
Cool.
Yeah, to look for the one with the barcode at the bottom, side watermarks, and 1989 date instead of like 1990.
No, that's really cool. Usually that great movie, great price, and that sort of neon highlighter green was I've seen them on like 91s and 92s and up. And
do they stick them on after the fact or no? Like say
they're not on the box; they're on the wrapper, so it is after the fact.
Okay, so like maybe Paramount will give like a a bunch of stores stickers to slap on.
That would have been done by the duplicator, whoever was manufacturing them. So I don't know.
Okay, alrighty. I think this was like $10.
Yeah, no, that's a cool one to have though. Those are fun.
All right, let's make sense of this.
Oh, the Seven Samurai. Embassy.
Seven-
You got Embassy watermark on the back.
All on the
So you
back.
see,
Ooh, there you go.
All
Beautiful
on the
first one there. Yeah.
I love their watermarks.
Beautiful.
Love them.
back. Gorgeous. Yeah, because I wasn't gonna buy it if it didn't have the watermarks on it. So
you'll see a similar box and watermarks for the Escape. Escape from New York or LA.
Yeah,
Which
if it was
one
the first.
Escape from New York. Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be the first print, right, Charles?
Yeah,
They
that would
have
be the
one-
first one of New York. Yeah.
What's up with this? Is this like the first VHS release for this, or no?
Seven Samurai. I'm not sure, but it might be because that's to be really early Embassy. I mean,
This
what's
is,
that? 84, 85.
84
Yeah.
on the date.
So that would have to be. I don't think there would have been a release before this of Seven Samurai.
Okay.
That's a good question. You know why? Because it's such a long movie that obviously at the beginning with the clamshells, they didn't have like two clamshell boxes as far as I'm concerned. So it's like Charles said that probably this 84 is when they started to make these two tape movie sets with these long movies.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that's why
Magnetic Video did that with the Bible. So Magnetic Video brought out the Bible in 1980, and it was two tapes. But for the most part, they were brought out in two different movies. Like if you see Woodstock, like Woodstock came out in part 1 and part 2, and you had to buy part 1 and part 2. They didn't come together. So,
I've seen those. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
those were Warner Brothers clams,
Yeah.
and they were two
Yeah.
separate ones.
Okay.
and I actually have two sealed copies of part 1 Woodstock, and I cannot find a part 2. I don't know where they went to.
You know,
It's like-
Marcus, you talk with Quentin Tarantino. He will buy that Seven Samurai from you.
Really?
It's a cool movie. It's a great movie.
It's one of his favorite movies. That's what he said.
Got this for $25.
That's a steal.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So we have a demo or screener.
Claude Van Damme and Hard Target.
So yeah, this is and it has the whatchamacallit, got watermarks on it.
Yeah, MCA usually watermark their demos.
Sweet.
That's a hard. Any demo is hard to find though. That's a cool one. Especially the Node movies. Like anything that's known that's a demo, it's always a good grab because people are always gonna want them.
I like when
Yeah.
the promo screeners, demos, whatever, have a different cover than the actual movie.
Or just the logo, like the MCA always just did the logos. Like they always just like, here's your logo.
Yeah.
This one's pretty cool because they did this weird swirly on your hard target. Like most of the time they did like black tapes and would just say,
Yeah.
Army of Darkness, boom. Like here's your movie. Okay.
All right. And we have I believe it's 1985 release of Blues Brothers.
Yeah, there's not a wraparound,
Yeah.
so it'd probably be an 87. You have a side
Yeah.
watermark?
Yes, side.
Yeah, it's an 87 release because 88 they redid another reshoot, release with a different copyright.
Okay.
So you're
What's the box here? I think the box here is 85 though, right?
yeah, box year's
yeah.
85. The first one would have had a wraparound watermark, MCA watermark on the front, and then they actually redid these 86, 87. So this is like a later 86, early 87 with a side.
Okay.
I love
And
me some Blues Brothers.
oh, for sure. For sure.
That actually was one that came out in a two-tape set too. The very first Blues Brothers was brought up by MCA Rainbow release, and the Rainbow release was a double box set. It was part 1, part 2.
How'd they package that?
2 boxes.
Oh, okay.
2 boxes, and there's no watermark as I have one, so it's just like
Okay.
here. Here you
There's
go.
no watermark.
On the one I have. It's just kind of like wrapped, and it's got a little
You wanna
sticker
you
thing
wanna
on the
sell
bottom,
it, Charles?
so- Not really.
You are the world.
And last but not least, we have the song of the 80s.
Music Vision. These are cool. I've actually picked up a couple of these. I picked up Music Vision Lionel Richie like a few weeks ago.
You
I was
know
like,
what?
They're cool.
Yeah, I've been staring at this thing for weeks, and I'm just like, why am I
just
not
sitting there.
buying this? Yeah.
Look at the beautiful watermark
Nice.
on the back.
Yep.
Gorgeous. Look at these watermarks. It's just it's a whiteout. on the
I feel like
back.
anything I find with the RCA watermarks like that, I just, if it's
Yeah,
cheap,
you
I
should
just
actually
buy it.
instantly buy
Just
anything
buy
with
it.
that watermark.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
buy it. Don't even care about the title. I mean, if it's like a good price, just take
Yeah,
it.
it's
They're
like
hard to
whatever,
find.
$5-10. Yeah, no, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, for sure. So
Those are
We
fun, though.
the
Those are cool.
world. Got it for $20. So
I think
There you go.
music is kind of an untouched thing because a lot of these have been going real cheap. A lot of these music tapes. Like I bought some I said I bought Lionel Richie. I bought like an AC/DC tape that had Rainbow with Dio. Like it was like really cheap. So
Okay,
Oh, I love
yeah,
Rainbow, man.
yeah. This is
Ronnie Dio, my
Yeah.
man.
iconic song. So that's what I got. That's what I picked up.
All right. So speaking of music tapes, let me bring myself over here. Look what I got. I've been wanting this forever,
what is
and
it?
I finally.
Ozzy.
Oh, sweet.
I finally got it. I'm so excited. I actually
Did you
have
buy it
this,
graded or?
yeah, I
did you
bought
get
it graded. I think Cult VHS had it up forever, and I think originally he had it up for like $800 or $900, and I was like, nah, I'm poor.
That's cool though.
But I only ended up paying like $250 for it when it was all said and done, and I'm excited
Sweet.
about it. I actually have this on beta, not graded, but it is mashed. It's like still sealed, and it has the white CBS Fox watermarks, but it is beat up. It looks like it went through a press of some sort.
Oh,
So that sucks. But I'm like,
I've got a few of those that are like really rare, but they're like
Yeah.
destroyed.
this one has the blue CBS watermarks. But really, this was just more for me. If we're going to be honest.
What year is it?
I have actually no idea. 86, I think? Yeah, 86.
86.
I'm like,
CBS
it's
Fox,
blonde
man.
Ozzy. So it's like,
I've seen Ozzy so many times in concert. It's not even funny.
Bro.
I'm
Oh,
old
man.
though,
I
so
love Ozzy so much.
I can't
So,
go to
yeah.
concerts anymore. I'm like an elderly man. I need my cane and like a seat. I'm like,
I've only been to one concert ever because I have like such terrible anxiety. I saw No Effects last year, which was pretty sick.
I
would
yeah, I
love
went
to
to go
see
see
Ozzy,
Metallica like 3 years ago, and
Yeah, me too.
my ears are still ringing.
Oh my god!
I used to do
would
it
die
so
seeing
much. Like
Metallica.
growing up in Dallas, we used to go see Pantera a lot because Pantera would always just play around Dallas. So, and they would play these small venues and they'd be so loud. We did that like all the time. So I think I'm just deaf now.
So this is the only other thing I got, and I was excited about it. It's got like such a weird
Oh, the
plastic
Flintstones.
film on it. It's a beta, but man, the plastic on this is so bizarre.
They were cheap. Is that a World Vision tape?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, World Vision made really cheap cassettes. They were
Yeah.
like
But I
they were
honestly,
like cheapest materials because they were marketed towards children, so they
I
weren't really
picked
trying
it
to make
up.
the highest quality stuff, you know.
Because for anybody who like watches me on Whatnot, and I have my unpaid intern, my best friend Drew-Ann, she loves the Flintstones. So I bought this because I'm like, I just immediately associate it with Drew-Ann. So that's why I bought it.
Wait,
but
how do you get one of these unpaid interns? I have to pay people.
she's
to have
actually
them.
not an unpaid intern at all. That was just when we started, she was unpaid. And then
Oh.
shortly after our success, she was paid, but she kept the name unpaid intern. It's like,
I was like, I gotta
have
pay
you
people. I
seen
gotta
the,
figure out W-2s and all that stuff. I'm like, I don't know. What that means.
have you seen Bo Burnham's Netflix special Inside? He
No.
wrote a song called The Unpaid Intern, so that's where it comes from.
Oh.
But anyway, that's all I had. Those are the only two I had. I was really excited about the Aussie tape. But what about you, Charles, Pablo, Chris? You got anything you want to show us?
So of course I buy a lot of stuff, but I am based in South America right now, and all my stuff goes to the U.S. to my assistant lady, so I never see it. I did find a really cool tape this last week that somebody already got for my grass. It was a sealed rainbow with rainbow watermarks, The Thing, and
Jeez.
I didn't want to sell it, but there's people out there who have money and they got it from me. So let's just say.
They
Other
got
than
you.
that, I've still been buying a lot. I've honestly kind of reserved my big purchases for the auctions because then it's like trackable like sales. Like I have a lot going to like the upcoming Golden. Golden has some good stuff on their auction, and of course the Heritage auction in a couple months is going to be cool.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that. The Golden has some good stuff for this auction.
Golden has some of my
For
stuff
sure.
up finally after like 12 months. So thank you.
I think I'm dyslexic because every time I see Golden, I always read Goblin.
Like the band Goblin.
Just you know, like Green Goblin. You know, just like is that
Goblin's a really good band that did
You comic
Giallo
guy.
scores in the
Jesus
70s,
Christ.
so. I hear Goblin, I think of Dawn of the Dead and Suspiria. That's what I think of. So
What about you, Pablo? You got anything?
I got 5
got,
tapes
Pablo?
real quick. Old school.
oh, good find.
Sweet.
Hard one to get.
It doesn't have watermarks, so I don't know if this one is good or not.
Hmm.
But it looks really tight. But I love this movie.
Mhm.
Man, that's around the time when a lot of them didn't have watermarks, and I've seen some early one of those that had the blue real watermark in the back, and I've seen some that don't have any watermarks either. So
Then I have this is a Betamax of Revenge of the Pink Panther with white watermarks.
Like that.
Sweet.
oh yeah, those beautiful watermarks on the bottom.
It's a Beta.
Looking good.
What year is that?
It says 84 on the back of the box.
So that should be a 84, 85. Yeah.
Yeah,
good
with
one.
the white watermarks
Yeah, beta. Yeah.
for Betamax. Yeah.
Looking good.
Then I have Space
Space.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nice.
hard to find.
that's a good one.
with the
I
security.
sold one of those for way too cheap at the beginning of this. I wish I can't be able to get another one of those. So those are hard to find.
Yeah, I never see it. I never
Favorite
see
movies for sure. It's a good investment in my opinion. It's
Solid investment.
That's a great
take.
investment. Hell yeah.
a Betamax of the
Force
boss
Chains.
Chuck Norris.
I dig that, man.
I met him a few months ago, Chuck Norris. Well, like 6 months ago. And I don't think Chuck Norris ages because I met him and he looks exactly the same.
Same, right? This is the 90s.
And the last one,
Oh,
the
dude.
big
Roadhouse.
I love
My
Roadhouse.
That's a
boy.
good one.
Zoids, one of my favorite movies from the 80s.
With
Got
the
Sam
seal.
Elliott in it. It's fantastic.
And as far as I'm concerned, they're doing a remake. Like Amazon, I think they're gonna release the Roadhouse
I don't want to see it.
2023 with Conor McGregor, the MMA fighter. So guys, if you can get
Yep.
this cheap under $100, under $75, you should get this movie because this is gonna be in Amazon Prime, the new Roadhouse
It's Connor and who? Jake Gyllenhaal, no?
with Conor
Jake
McGregor.
Gyllenhaal. I'm like,
in the
Yeah.
movie.
obviously, I should have been in Roadhouse. Like, they missed out by not casting me in Patrick Swayze's part because I was ready. You know, I'm ready to go.
That's surprised he was
Are you
amazing.
ready to do a spin kick?
I can do it. I'll do one. There's
You know when he takes the heart out of the guy, man, that was crazy.
hey Pablo, read the back of that because that sums up Pablo's life in a nutshell.
Busting
Busting heads
heads.
and breaking hearts.
That's funny.
That's Pablo's life in a nutshell.
Man, that girl, the nurse or the doctor, she's hot.
She's like
I'm gonna
way
buy
too
a black
skinny.
shirt and those blue jeans.
She's
Next
like
time
this
you see
big in the
her.
movie.
Don't get Pablo
Like-
started, man. Don't get
Like
Pablo
she takes off her shirt in that movie and it looks like a 12-year-old boy. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, whoa.
Isn't this the same year that he met Red Dawn? No, Red Dawn is 82. right?
It's 5 years before that. It was
84.
84.
84. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
This
was.
is around the time. This is right before Point Break, so he's a real big star right here.
2 years later, he did Point Break. Those are two of my favorite
Man.
movies: Roadhouse and Point Break with Patrick.
I need a Point Break tattoo. It's one of my tattoos I've been drawing up as a Point Break tattoo. I
love
really
it,
want to
man.
do
I
it.
mean, Point Break, another huge movie if you can get it first release. Keanu Reeves. I love it.
Roadhouse is one of those stupid exceptions to the rule for me of organizing my tapes because, like, the open tapes that I have, I alphabetize so that I can find them when I'm selling them or whatever. And I always remember the only thing I ever remember about it is the stupid fucking joke from Family Guy where Peter buys Roadhouse on DVD or something. And he's like, here, you get a free copy of What Dreams May Come. And he's like, if that even touches Roadhouse, I will fucking kill you. So now every time I have Roadhouse, I'm like, this has to go next to What Dreams May Come, even though it's absolutely not in
God.
alphabetical order because it makes me laugh every time.
Do you know where they filmed the movie, Charles? Do you know where they filmed Roadhouse? Was it Missouri or Kansas?
Oh, I can't remember, but it actually was a town, and the town's still there, and it looks kind of the same. So, but yeah, I like Roadhouse and Point Break. We talked about Point Break. That's one of my favorite movies. I watch Point Break like once a week. I once did scenes from the movie with Gary Busey up in his hotel room. It was very interesting.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
we
it was a
have
very
decided
interesting day, but
that Charles is the most interesting man in the world. We've decided.
I told you I ended up in a bunch of weird places at the right time. I'm like,
It's,
all right.
it's a Gary Busey.
And what was funny is Gary Busey would only do it with me if I did his scenes and he could do Keanu Reeves' scenes. So we did the whole scene of them in the car talking about the sandwiches. So
So how is he in real life? Is he the same?
just like he is on TV. I hung out with Gary Busey by myself for like 3 hours, and it was something I won't ever do again.
Oh, there we go. Something I want to do.
Point Break.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love Point Break. It's a problem of mine. I watch it like once a week. It's always
Best
on.
movie of all time. This is like top 3 of the 90s for me, for sure.
Pablo, can we do a shot-for-shot remake of Point Break together?
Yeah, man. And besides, you know what, guys? I'm gonna go to there is the play where Keanu asks the girl out, or not out, but to teach him how to surf. It's like
at Neptune's Net.
bar. It's called Neptune's Net. I'm
went
gonna go
there
there for the first time next week.
Oh, I went there, dude. It's also from Fast and Furious,
In
where
Malibu.
Dom and Brian go. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to Neptune's Net next week in Malibu.
Go. It's fantastic. Yeah, I went down there and I specifically drove down there just because it was in Point Break.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, if you ever visit California, guys, I mean, Malibu, that's the best 20 miles that you can drive. Beautiful.
I've done trips just to do film locations. Like that's been the whole purpose of trips is just to do film locations. So
Okay, so
right.
do you have more for us, Pablo?
No, that's it, guys.
Okay, what about you, Chris?
I got a few.
Okay.
I got this guy.
Oh,
Blade Runner.
Ooh,
Goodbye.
you're like, oh, I got this guy. Like it's not a big fucking deal. Okay.
Embassy but the Nelson watermarks.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
what release is that? The third?
Yeah, third, I guess, because you got the old like black and white cover. Then you have the embassy with the embassy back, and then you have this one, embassy with the
And that's
Nelson
80.
watermarks.
In your
I think
opinion,
that one
Chris,
was.
what should be the value, Chris? In your
80,
opinion?
87, yeah. The value? I don't know.
Why do I know this off the top of my head so much?
I don't know, because I mean, you know, the black and white cover or the embassy would set the value, right? And
Yeah,
let me
one
know
of
what,
these,
what
like-
this one is more or less. So I don't
these-
even know.
One of these sold at the last Heritage auction, I think, didn't it?
I think that was a Nelson.
Oh, is that a Nelson one?
So, yeah, Nelson box. So that one I think went for like $2,000 almost. So this should be a little more. Yeah, I think that one went for. Did it go for 1,600?
Yeah, they did a lot of weird, like Blade Runner. There was a lot of weird releases. Like it popped around a lot of those distro companies, and it's interesting release.
Let me see. You're right. Who brought it up? Was that you, Charles?
For which one?
One did sell on Heritage.
Yeah, one part of it sold on Heritage.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, so it's Nelson cover, Nelson back. It's not giving me the price.
I gave one to Heritage for the next auction, and I swear to God, I don't remember which one it was. I can't remember which one I gave them. So,
yeah, actually, that's the one I'm looking at. Yeah, that's Nelson. And then the one that sold was actually no. Holy crap! It was an Embassy, 2750. Embassy with Embassy back. Okay, so I know it's not more than 2750. It should be probably like.
I think that 2750 was a steal, though. When whoever got that,
Yeah, I would say that. I would think that too, for sure. That's a steal. I regret not getting it. So this would fall under that because it's got the Nelson watermarks.
I think you hold it for a year, it'll be 2750.
For sure. Yeah. Then I got this guy.
Oh, dude, Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, with the sticker.
With Canon, yeah. What does
I
that
mean,
mean,
we don't
Charles?
like
That's a
We
later
really like
release?
Romero because I got Romero tattooed on me right here. There's George Romero. He's somewhere up there. There he is. Dawn
Charles,
of the
with
Dead.
this, so it's got no watermarks, but it's got a legit seal from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing
So
about
the
HBO
HBO
Canon,
watermarks, they come off
they
so
wear off.
easily.
Yeah.
So you think these are worn off?
Yeah. If you put your finger up to one, it will come off. Like,
Yeah.
If
I
the
think
if
that's
the
legit
plastic looks
because-
legit and the seal looks legit, I would say it's,
Super
it's
legit,
probably
yeah.
fine.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
even got the sticker though.
the sticker is hard to get. Those stickers
Yeah.
you can't get off without destroying them. They
Yeah.
only brought those out for that promo. Return of the Living Dead had one of those too on it. That's cool.
And it's the Canon, so
I'm the kind of
I'm
person
happy
who buys
with it.
every Dawn of the Dead I can find. So it's no joke.
I was able to get this another copy because I already have one. This is
What's that,
with the back Paramount.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
87 one. Yeah,
And
76. I
then
see it.
yeah, and the original barcode.
The first barcode. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good snag.
Yeah. Thank you. I finally got this, man. I've been looking for a copy of this movie forever.
Crocodile
Crocodile
Dundee.
Dundee, for real?
Back Paramount? I can't find it.
I've
A whole year.
87 one's
not
hard
one
to
I have
find.
ever looked for, actually.
It's so hard to find. Back Paramount watermark, super hard to find. This didn't come with gray tape head, right? Charles? No.
No,
I don't think so.
no, that one didn't.
So this is 87.
With the
parent
back
marks.
watermark, it should be the first
Mhm.
one. Yeah,
Right
yeah,
there.
yeah. There was no
Yeah,
gray tape.
I've had
on those
several
ones,
with the
but
side watermarks, but I've only seen this once. This guy right here.
I've never seen a back watermark either. I've seen a couple 75ths, but they had the side one, and
Yeah.
then some later ones.
You'll
That's
come
cool.
across those, yeah. And then I got this guy last week.
Where is your copy of Miami Vice?
Oh, Jedi.
Yep. First print.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, look at that.
Looking good.
Yep.
Wow, very nice.
99.
Looking good.
Damn, that's a good grade too.
Yep.
Yeah, nice, beautiful.
Yeah,
grade.
I got it because I figured there ain't gonna be many more higher than this one, right?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so either. And
Yeah.
if you're looking for Star Wars now too, I think it's a good time to get into some of the Star Wars because the market's kind of lulled on them a little bit because there was a lot of them hitting the market.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
you're going to see them get back up like high. Yeah, so it's a good time to pick them up if you really
That's what I'm saying. Because this compared to A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, this is the first print, and it's not valued anywhere near it.
Right.
I think it will be eventually. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, I think so too.
Good investment buy for sure. I
So
think.
then I wanted to show this guy. This is the one I'm sending to Heritage. I'm sending it
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh, there you are, buddy.
Oh, 9.9 too. God
Yep.
damn.
God, with a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
With the motherfucking rap. That's wicked.
Yeah, I'm shipping this tomorrow over to Jay.
That's gonna be a cool one. I'll bid on it. I don't have one.
You'll
of
bid
those.
on it.
I don't have that. I don't have that.
I might be going, so I'll be sitting next to you, Charles.
Yeah, I'll go back just for that. You know, you should come up.
Yeah, I might be.
So you're gonna be at the auction?
Yeah, I think I sent like
I
20
will be
tapes.
too.
Yeah,
Shit.
so I might go.
I don't know how many.
It's gonna be 2 days, right?
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
think
be
they
a
changed
Thursday
the
or Friday.
dates because I thought it was
October now.
October 22nd, and then there's already some posted up on Heritage, and it says October 24th or something like that, or
It's like
26th.
the 26, 27, something like that.
22nd, and
Yeah.
then the 23rd.
So I'm glad I almost got the flight tickets just the other day, and I'm glad I
27,
did.
28.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So-
I'll be going because I'm not in the U.S. right now. You know, I'm everywhere, but I come back just for that auction. So I went to the last one. It was a great time. So it's a lot more tempting to bid when you're there in person. I'll tell you that.
I
So
bet I probably shouldn't go then.
Okay, so moving on here to my little slideshow I put together, and I started with this because this is literally what got me on this, right? So I saw this forever ago, back in June when it sold, best offer accepted for 10 grand, and I was like, but why, right? Because even though the IGS label says first print of 1980, it may be the first print of 1980, but it is definitely not the first print. And maybe this is like the first, like maybe this is the earliest sealed copy that exists. I don't know. And I guess I don't really know what the cultural relevance of Blazing Saddles is. So maybe this is a good deal. I don't know. All I know was that's not WCI. So it's definitely not a first print. And it says WCI Grail. I'm like,
yeah, and I don't even think that's an 80 actually. I think that's an 81 or 82 because those Warner Home Video boxes were like 81 and they were WCI and 80. I don't know. WCI had the
So-
first one.
that is what started me on this. So I thought I would just go through a little bit of the Warner Communication Incorporated company all the way up to Warner Bros. And talk a little bit about the watermarks. So we'll start there. Warner Communication Incorporated. So this is what the original boxes looked like. They had these were like the black cardboard big boxes, right? They're like the ones that open
box,
like this. Yeah, book box.
They're like a book, yeah.
And they have the logo and they say WCI Home Video. And then, so see, here's Blazing Saddles, WCI. And then they did these where it was the same logo, the same type of box, but they said Warner Home Video. That's like the only difference there.
Your WCI is always going to be the earliest ones too, because WCI really didn't even exist at the time they brought a lot of these out, because you see a lot of the WCIs attributed to 79. But if you look back, they actually didn't release them until January of 80. And by then they'd already in the process of changing the name. So your WCI weren't around that long. It was like 11 months, like
Right.
if that.
So then in 1980, they changed their name to Warner Home Entertainment. That's where we get the, new thing here. So again, with these
Still
ones,
rare, but
it's like this says 1980, so I went based on that this was like after their name change, changed it to Warner
Yeah.
Home Video. They've still got the WCI logo though, and these are boxes. And I noted that it was like a box, not a clam, and all these black and white backgrounds because I never put together until I don't know a few months ago that WCI was related to Warner Brothers at all.
Mhm.
I didn't get that
like I
at
said,
all.
not very long.
I don't know how I didn't put it together because the clamshells that I see all the time,
They're
like
the
the one
same.
Carter showed us,
And
it says
they-
it right on there, Warner Home Video.
They look the same too because all they did was take the same box and they just did a new printer press of the Warner Home Video logo. That's all they did, and they were all second drop. So I mean, even up until mid '80, if you look back, you can actually pull old Billboard like sales results, and it's attributed to WCI up until November of '80. So that's why I don't know if this is an '80. I think it's
it
an
blew my
81.
mind that these it literally says Warner Home Video, and because it wasn't the Warner Brothers logo that I have grown up with, I did not attribute them as being the same company. Just totally fucking went over my head. So
I think I got a question. Was WCI so short-lived that you would consider this still a first print?
No, because there was a WCI Blazing Saddles release.
Yeah. So you would for sure say that's the first print.
That's the first print.
And this is the second print.
Yeah.
So this would be the
That's
first.
the second print.
Yeah.
Dang.
This would be the
WCI only had like 20 or so titles. There wasn't that many. And The Exorcist was one of them.
Superman
There's
was
a
one
few
of
like
them.
Enter the Dragon, Woodstock, like we talked about, but there wasn't a whole lot. They're hard to find. Even open in clean shape, they're hard to find.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't own a WCI.
So these are the ones that I recognize. This was the WCI Warner Home Video clamshells, which to my knowledge were never wrapped, at least in the United States, but they did have the silver security stickers on them. They all look alike because they've got this pattern, and they're all different colors, but they've all got this pattern. So these are the ones that I commonly see. I never see the Warner Home Video boxes. This is what I think of when
I'm
I
sure
think
These
that-
were what they did second. Yeah, they did their clams. So these started.
Mhm.
Good thing about these is they're always copywritten on the back, so it's easy to figure out what year it is. Because every year they brought these out, there was a different copyright. So you'll see an 83, 84, 85 copyright on them.
And so I think that I was talking to Chris earlier today that these stickers on the back of here would usually be accompanied by a silver security sticker. And we think that the other security sticker, which we'll see later, I think there's a picture of one in here, that would be the later ones. That this sticker and the silver sticker are like the early ones.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this was just a picture of more of them. This one, it was interesting to me because it is a cardboard box, but it is the color and the pattern of the clamshell. So I'm like, this must have been right on the cusp of when they were changing things.
Right on the cusp. They were way too expensive to produce. And that's why they actually went to clamshell, because these cardboard was, for some reason, cost a lot more than doing clamshells. And they were more difficult to ship.
So were they getting released hand in hand together, or are those older than the clamshells?
The boxes are older than the clamshells. The boxes, I believe, only ran 1 year or two until they finally went to the clamshell.
too. Yeah,
Well, that's what blows my mind about the boxes too, because in the previous pictures, they're all black boxes, and then this box has the color and the pattern on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So
they transferred this to the clamshells, the same pattern. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is the only one I've seen like that. So I
Not too
haven't
many
seen
of them.
any of these.
Most of these were really 20 tape runs. You'll see them. That's all they did.
So a ton of clams, and then I noticed when I was looking at these that at a certain point, if you can see here, that the WCI logo is changed out. The first one I found that was in '85 on Vision Quest. So same clam, they just finally updated the logo and took the WCI logo off, but the stickers are still WCI. They just changed the logo.
So that's 85.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most 85, I think all 85 clamshells you're going to find should have that Warner Home Video, ones with the copyrights on the back.
Yeah, that was a good example of it.
Yeah.
So first Police Academy as the WCI logo. The second one, though, had been updated to the new logo. So there was that. So yeah, just recap on that. The WCI cardboard big boxes were $79.80. The Warner Home Video big boxes, but with the WCI logo still, were like 80, we think, maybe 81. The Warner Home Video colored clams with the WCI logo, definitely 81. They had a silver security sticker. Because I believe these top two were sealed in plastic but had no stickers.
Yes.
Or like this
It
one
should have
had
been.
no sticker, but this Blazing Saddles did have a side sticker, but I don't know if it goes all the way around like a security seal or not. I'm not sure.
They use those to hold it in place. So that's when they started using their seals instead.
Yeah, I do have a black box without a sticker though.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
some of them
the
don't. Like they
stickers were
wrap
new.
them.
Some of them don't. Yeah.
And then the Warner Home Video colored clams with the Warner Brothers logo, they also had a silver sticker. That's like not until 85.
Yeah.
So then like I moved on to when they started doing slipcases, right? And they didn't start doing slipcases until 86 with the exception of 2 tapes, this being one of them. Because this came out in 1984. It has the WCI logo and but it is Warner Home Video. And it had a silver sticker on the bottom, but no watermarks. Like this tape was wrapped in plastic, but no watermark. It just had the sticker.
I think that's a reseal.
I mean, it might be. It definitely. Wait, let me go back to it. It definitely. I have not found a single one with any watermarks. Just the sticker.
Just the way the bottom looks, it looked a little funky to me, and even this. Yeah.
Oh, it's bent
But
forward.
definitely had a sticker. And then the other one was Gremlins.
Gremlins did that. Yeah.
Gremlins said, "Oh yeah, we found this video today. This video is excellent. It's got like the wraparounds, and it has the sticker on the bottom."
Yeah, that Prince one is hard. I think the Prince one is, I don't know, but that Gremlins is cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Gremlins was probably the first wraparound watermark. I mean, I'm not positive. I can't bet my money on that. But if I had to guess, I would say that that's probably it.
Gremlins is what, 85, right?
85,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So 86 is when you see most of that start.
Right.
And I would say so because, I mean, 86, so the same company always duplicated these for Warner Brothers, ST Video Cassette Duplicating Corp, and which means they would have had to have changed out their duplicating machines to accommodate for a new wrap and a slipcase. So it's what makes it hard these transition years. Is you've got them still producing some of the old ones and they go into the new ones. So it makes it interesting.
There's no clam for Gremlins, right, Charles?
Only foreign.
Only foreign.
Okay.
So some of these ones, foreign, Great Britain and stuff, they did Gremlins and Goonies at a clamshell, Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got the laser disc just
Oh,
a
the
couple
laser's
weeks
cool.
ago, and it has the like clam colors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the last one. I just put it in here to add, just because I thought it was
Crush Groove.
interesting to know that Crush Groove was the last Warner Home Video clam that I have found so far. If you find another one, I would love to see it. But I literally went through all of Warner Brothers releases and just searched until I could not find any more clamshells, and this is the last one that I found. This is all I've done for a week. I am prepared. So
That's what a lot of this is trying to find this stuff.
That's not
there's
foreign.
there's not documents out there for a lot of stuff. It's a lot of research that we have to do.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it is. I think this is a U.S. release. This is the last clamshell I could find though. So, and then 1986, Warner Brothers starts consistently using the slips. This was the first one that I found
Oh,
that like started it. You know, with like I said, with the exception of the Prince tape and Gremlins, this is like the one that was it. No more clams. This was the first slip, and that was 86. It has the wraparounds.
the early ones used weird reels too. That's how you see the marks in the back, the circle marks. That's the reel from the VHS tape, and they were weird waxy reels, and they actually bled through a lot of the cardboard. So
Oh, I see what you're talking about here. I didn't even
Yeah.
notice that. Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then so this is June 1989. We had the Warner Brothers wraparound watermarks. We think largely on tapes from 1986, which was the last picture, to 1989. But have seen some appear later. Don't really know what the pattern is there. They've popped up randomly. I couldn't find it a good example of one, but like I know I've heard people say that they've seen the wraparounds on later tapes, and like we have no good explanation why, because the majority of them were from 86 to 89. With Batman 89, I think being the last like big one that did it. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it gets weird around 89
Yeah.
because, like I said, Warner Brothers only ever used one duplicator, and duplicator is the person who actually made the VHS, put it in the box, and shrink wrapped it. And that was ST Video. And ST Video actually was engulfed into VCA Teletronics in 89, 90. So it kind of makes sense that things started changing around 90 because Warner Brothers just kept their contract, but it was a different place than doing all of them. So it would make sense if they changed a little bit.
So I noted that on the Warner Brothers list of movies that they put out, that this was put out in June of 1989. Now, I don't know if that's the date that the movie was released or if they're talking about the distribution date. I'm not sure. But this one has wraparound watermarks. And the next one that I found was Lethal Weapon 2 that did not have wraparound, and that was July of 89. So not much later, but I'm like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, there might be a Lethal Weapon 2 that had wraparounds. I cannot find one
I've never
anywhere.
seen a part 2. I've never seen one.
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen a part 2 either.
I think that
So
we went from like Batman 89 with wraparounds immediately to like later that year, 89 did not
Lethal
have
Weapon 2
wraparounds.
was July 89.
Yeah.
It would make sense if you think maybe at that point, like I said,
It says it there, July 89. Yeah.
the ST Video cassette, like I said, was getting bought by VCA Teletronics. So maybe at that point they had VCA doing their new releases, and then they had ST still doing some other ones. So it could be that that's where it started getting changed around.
Okay, so what else do I have here? Okay, so then followed by the bottom watermarks, which was literally just the next year. Hard to Kill was in 1990. Again, I haven't found this with wraparounds, which kind of lines up too, because typically the front or wraparounds in these boxes do not have the barcodes on the bottom. Like Beetlejuice is the one I think of, for example. It doesn't have the barcode on the back. It's like on the side or on the top or something. So like when I see these ones that have the first print has the barcode on it, I'm like, oh, okay, so don't expect it to have like a wraparound or a front watermark. I think that's what I'm picking up.
Yeah, you won't see that barcode and have a wraparound.
Okay.
At least I've never seen one.
I've never seen it either. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, disclaimer,
usually,
right? Like I literally told you guys I've been working on this all week. This is just what I found. I'm not I can't don't base everything you do on what I say, but I'm just this is what I've found.
This is all collective information. Like we've told people, there's not a database of this information. We've all had to figure this stuff out as we go. So
Right. So but it's strange because I'm like, all right, so we have Batman June 89 with wraparounds, and then immediately after that we have July of 89, the front watermark. And
Batman's
then
got the back barcode with the wraparound.
Yes.
So that's the only one we've seen with the wraparound.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, just noticed now when you
Batman was a weird one too, though.
It is a weird one because it's got 3 different watermarks.
Well, Batman was the only one that they used code duplicators on Batman because Batman was so popular that they had to outsource some of them to Bell and Howell Video Systems, who was a different duplicator. So theirs was completely different. And I think theirs are the weird other watermark that people see.
Right. Okay. So that was what I was going to address after that, because I included a picture of Batman and the watermarks in here. So I had to address the thing that everyone asks me. And I talked to Danny about it, and then I asked Charles about it today. So we have June 89 here. We have July 89 with just the front. And then in 1990, they've already moved to the bottom. So then I included this so that I could get some clarification on this, because clearly these Warner Brother watermarks are different from the ones I just showed you, because it's like a chunkier Warner Brothers watermark.
They look like Christmas lights.
Yes, they look like Christmas lights. They look like C9. So I've been told that they came out the same year.
I'm going to open it. I'm going to buy one of these and open it, because I bet you if I open it, this is going to be the Bell and Howell Video Systems, because their tapes were different.
Well,
so
that's
there's
what
a
Charles
video
was
out there where
explaining.
it shows they all came out the same day, release
right,
day.
right.
Which would make sense, because the ST couldn't keep up with how many tapes they wanted for Batman, so they had to have somebody else help them with how many Batmans they wanted to bring out. So
now
they were all released at the same time, and that Warner Brothers wraparound rule does not apply to this Batman that did actually come out at the same time as the wraparound. They were just put out by a different company because the demand was so insane. So if you see these, even though it isn't a wraparound and it is slightly different, it still did come out when the first print came out.
Yeah, they were rushing these out too.
Which one is the best Batman to buy? Which one is the best Batman to buy, guys?
I think it's the wraparound.
Yeah, any clean wraparound you can find.
I've seen a total of 2 non-graded and 2 graded. I've had people tell me they've seen quite a few, 5, 6, but I've only seen 4 total. Yeah.
I think I have 4 in storage.
This one will be the second best to buy, the one with this chunky.
I think. Well, no. Then you have the Diet Coke special.
Yeah, the promo one.
And there's also one that has a strange watermark where it's just one Warner Brother watermark, like up here at the top.
yeah.
It's really tiny.
I think it's the same as that one. Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't have the WB. That one might be Canadian. Why does it have that WB logo on top? Because the one you're talking about,
they brought out a lot of Batmans.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many Batmans with different watermarks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
there's so many.
I'm gonna throw this in here so everybody can argue
video
about it.
cassette. I mean,
I think we just discovered a fourth watermark.
This one could be like the Hulk 181 or the Amazing Spider-Man 129s or VHS, where you got a ton of these out there, but the demand is gonna be there.
So
I mean, this was like this was one of the quickest. I mean, it was just a few months they rushed this to VHS, and that was unheard of in the time period. So that's why they had so much different stuff going on with this. You know, it's crazy. They wanted this in people's hands by Christmas of '89, so they were.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can find it now. I found it earlier. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, this could be the Hulk 181, guys. So trying to get these cheap.
I know I've seen non-graded copies of the chunky one.
There you go.
So let me see this here. This
That's the one you're talking
was
about.
listed as a new first print, but look at how tiny! Look at how tiny the little Warner Brothers symbol is. I'm like, what is this?
Adorable.
I have like, I'm gonna tell you guys, I have like 10 Batmans and sealed, and they're all kind of a little bit different.
Yeah, they're like snowflakes.
They're like not the two are the same. So
Yeah,
I'm telling you, these were rush jobs. They had 2 people distributing these, 2 people duplicating them. They were just throwing them out.
yeah. I mean, absolutely. Whoever did the Warner Brother wraparound, this one, which if you guys can even see it, I know it's really small.
I like that one because it's in the middle of the logo. It's cool.
Yeah, it's just like, if I can make it bigger, maybe. Here we go.
Boom.
It's like so tiny, so itty bitty. So I'm like, this one and the wraparound and the one that's just on the front with like the fucking giant Warner Brothers. Those had to be, they're absolutely from 3 different places. Like they might all be the same year, but they are from 3 different places.
Well, yeah, what Charles says makes sense.
Yeah,
mean, for the-
absolutely. I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
some clarification to that. Rather
didn't
than
know
just
that.
being like, hey, like, who knows? They're probably all like, I'm glad that you finally solved the mystery for me.
For those that have OCD, if it's not exactly in the center of the bat, I'm not gonna buy it. It has to be exactly in the center.
That's just a little off center. Yeah. Don't want it.
Don't want it.
What would Batman do? Batman would buy it.
Yeah, I think these went for cheap
Right.
though. This went for super cheap.
That's cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. They went for cheap.
There's so many Batmans though. People don't know what to do with them. I think they're good buys for a lot of people sealed because they're just kind of they got high for a little while, then they got real low. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
buy
seen,
them as quickly as you can find them.
I know that that chunky ungraded I've seen sell for like a little less than 500.
So fucking bizarre, dude.
Which one's that one? That's the
That's the chunky one.
this one
This
here.
chunky one,
Yeah.
yeah. The Warner
Yeah,
Brother
for
logo
me,
looks like a
it's
little.
wraparound and the promo. Those are the 2 I like.
Let's get one of each, and we'll open all of them, and we'll tell the difference.
I'm kind of here
That's
for it.
major. That's major league stunting.
Well, and I thought too. I thought
do.
that.
You
That,
sound like
uh,
Danny. Danny always tells me, just open it. Let's see what's inside.
Do you guys
We're
like?
having open Batman Day. I'm gonna get all copies of Batman, and we're gonna open them all.
Oh my god, I'm
Do
here
you
for
guys
it.
like this cover, or you think it would have been better with having Michael Keaton or Jack Nicholson on the cover? Because Jack
Oh, that
Nicholson
cover's
is
classic,
a huge
man.
star. Why not put him on the cover, man?
Batman. You don't need it.
Yeah,
Oh, I love this. I
I
love
would've-
this one.
That
Batman
logo's so
the
badass.
Joker on the cover.
That was Bill Garland, was it? What was his name? Who drew that logo?
Oh, I have no idea.
That cover. It's the same guy who did the Mad Max cover.
Who directed this one? This
Tim
is Tim Burton, right?
Tim Burton,
Okay, I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
so. I like the Tim Burton ones. I do.
And
Tim
then
Burton's
Batman
my dude.
2, who was the director? Tim Burton also?
For
Tim
part
Burton.
2. Yeah,
Yeah.
then 3 and 4 was Schumacher.
The greatest ones. Batman 4. Whew. Batman and Robin. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Changed my life.
I like Michael
I'm buying
Keaton
all
Batman
sealed
best.
copies of Batman and
By the
Robin.
way,
I want them all.
Michael Keaton is coming back next year for The Flash. So he's going to be on The Flash.
I mean, if they ever bring that movie
If
out,
they
it's
bring
been
it
done for
out,
like 3
yeah.
years.
Because he was gonna be in Batgirl. I'm like, what happened to that?
Uh-oh.
Batgirl was like 95% done. They're like, no, we're just done
Yeah.
with this movie. Let's
90 million? Throw it in the trash.
It must
Who
have been
needs
like
90 million anyway?
man, for them to
like,
pull
I
the
could have made
budget.
Batgirl for $250,000, guys. Come on, Warner Brothers. I'm like, I could have made that done in the can.
Yeah, so I mean that's all I had. I'm pretty excited. I hope that this little slideshow that I drove myself insane
Well
over, like
done,
literally
Oh, it's so good info.
at one
Yeah.
point I was just like, I just walked away from my computer and went outside and like smoking a cigarette. Like, I don't understand. There's so
That
much.
Ben Affleck pick.
Why?
Starting in-
Yes. Why am I doing this to myself? They're fucking tapes. Why am I doing this over tapes? So I hope it helps
I live
somebody.
my life. I tell you guys though, starting in the '86 ones, you have to be real mindful of the Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers kept the boxes the same from like '86 to like '95. They use the same boxes. What changes is the copyright dates in the back, the watermarks change, and then later ones you'll start seeing a recycle logo on the bottom of the back of the tape. It'll have a recycle symbol. So you have to be real careful what you're buying because you could see one like, oh, this is exactly the same, but it could be 9 years later than the one you were looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know which one I'm gonna do next. I feel like Warner Brothers was an easy place for me to start because they have like the distinctions between clamshells, and I don't know. I just felt like this was the easiest one to start with. I might do like Paramount or
CBS
something
Fox,
next.
maybe?
Yeah, maybe CBS. Fox.
Paramount.
Yes, Fox, you got to go all the way back to magnetic video, and you got to work your way up.
Yeah. I
Right.
think Paramount's going to be the easiest, I think.
Columbia.
Paramount we can do.
Yeah.
RCA.
There's so many. I want to do one for like all of them, all of the major ones anyway.
All the major ones.
But holy shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you
I'm telling
guys into
we
the
could
next
do-
one.
We could do Paramount. I mean, Paramount's real interesting to talk about. So
I mean,
I
they-
mean,
Yeah,
that-
like I was telling you guys earlier when we weren't on camera yet, when we weren't live yet, but I found so much interesting information in here. Like when I was looking up about which ones were clams and which ones weren't, and you have to be careful because I'm like scrolling through pictures just to see if one even exists. And I did find a Gremlins clamshell that was like a Warner Home Video clamshell, but it was foreign. They didn't
Yeah.
release them on clamshells just in the U.S. And the other interesting thing I found was that Friday the 13th has always been Paramount, but the foreign releases were handled by Warner Brothers. So I found Warner Brothers Friday the 13th from different countries, and I was like, this is really fucking interesting. So that was fun fact.
I mean, there's a lot of fun ones out there, but yeah, I mean, there is an early Warner Home Video Friday the 13th. It's got Adrienne King on the cover. She's hanging over the boat,
Mhm.
and it's super hard to find. It's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I couldn't even find an open one anywhere.
so here's
I've
what I
got
was-
one open one. I've got one open one, and I won't ever let it go. They're so hard to find. Paramount. I mean, you want a fun fact about Paramount? The first 3 years of Paramount, Magnetic Video actually duplicated and produced all their VHSs that came out. It wasn't even Paramount. Paramount just outsourced it to Magnetic Video.
Wow.
So before they became their own duplicator.
So here's what I was talking about.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
how Warner did their Laserdisc. They look just like
Yeah.
just like the clams.
So when I saw this, I'm like, there's a clam? There's a Gremlins clam I've never seen in my life.
I love that they what's the word for it? They kept that theme
Yeah.
from the VHS to the Laserdisc. I really like that.
Laserdisc is such are fun too, but boy, that's a whole other animal. You talk about no watermarks. You talk about knowing
dude.
seals. I've got a lot of Laserdiscs, and I've been buying them just so I can start documenting the seals and stuff because they're so hard.
I've started picking up some cheap ones. I got a couple of Star Wars ones, and the first one I bought was Mars Attacks. I don't know why this has been my thing, but like the first VHS tape that I bought, and I was like, I'm gonna get this graded, was Mars Attacks. I don't know why. It's just a strange movie that I remember watching when I was a kid. And it's like not very Tim Burton, but somehow at the same time, you know what I mean? Like it's Tim Burton, but it's not dark, spooky Tim Burton. It's fucking bizarre. And Jack
It's
Nicholson's in it.
hilarious.
So I'm like, I just need this. I need this. I
Man.
need all of this. So I bought the
Laserdisc,
VHS and I bought the Laserdisc. Yeah.
What's funny is the really early Laserdiscs weren't even called Laserdiscs. They were called DiscoVision. DiscoVision was the MCA offshoot, and there is a Jaws DiscoVision out there. There's so many cool ones, and they're hard as hell to find.
I love how the DiscoVision graphic takes up like 75% of the cover, and
It covers
like,
like here, and then it's
like a little bit of art, like just like that. That's great.
Yeah, and before, even up till a few months ago, I found a whole bunch of sealed DiscoVisions, like nobody was buying them, and now they're gone. But I picked up like 2 Jawses, an Animal House, a whole bunch of stuff, and for
Yeah,
like
this
$5
hobby is
a
really
piece.
this shit is getting me in trouble because I'm like, it's just all dead media at this point. Because I started buying fucking cassettes too. I'm like, bro, I want to get some old Metallica
I mean,
cassettes. That would be wicked.
I buy
Like,
Cartervision. That's how far back I go. I buy Cartervision, which was before VHS and Beta. So
Man,
Carter's like,
that's too
oh,
much. I can't.
Oh.
Please don't have me doing
I'm
that.
talking about
Please.
Cartervision. Man. That's a format. It's early 70s. You had to have a special TV to play it. Ooh, it gets nasty.
dude.
And there was movies released too.
Dude, yeah, I can't. I gotta stop myself. I started with the VHS, and then I was like, oh, what's a Betamax? What's a Laserdisc? I'm into this, and then I started buying fucking cassettes. I'm a monster now.
Like Carter said, if you guys want to see something funny, though, look up the Disco Vision Laserdisc. It wasn't called Laserdisc, Disco Vision, but literally,
Let me see if I can buy one.
Laserdisc, and yeah, like the cover's only like this big in there, and the rest of it says Disco Vision. You can barely see like the name of the movie. They were just so happy about Disco Vision.
So Laserdisc was popular, more popular in the UK, right? It wasn't that
And
popular
Japan.
Japan, yeah.
because they
Very
got them
expensive
by
here.
the pirates.
It was popular for rich people here.
Right.
What would
Yeah, I've heard
actually
that about
getting
Betamax too. What do you guys think? Do you think that Betamax was a better quality than VHS? Or
Definitely
you think
better.
you think they're better?
There was marginal differences. It had a little bit better sound coding towards the end, but it was marginally different.
Okay, wait, here, I found one.
Could you not record with Betamax? Is that
There
why
was
VHS
recordable-
beat it?
No, you could record on them.
could
There's
buy
actually recorded Betamax. You could buy them.
Okay.
You just could not do like the long extended period. Or
Yeah.
only like
There it is, Disco
Because-
Vision.
My
They're so
understanding
excited
is
about it.
that was the advantage of VHS versus Betamax.
Yeah,
Was you were able to
and then there were
record.
CDs too, which more people should look into CDs because those are just sitting out there.
Dude, I have seen a lot of CED players, and I'm like, what is this? I don't know what these things are, but
It's basically a vinyl record that I played a movie. That's what it was.
yeah, it's fucking bizarre.
There was a stylus. It came down, and what killed CDs is they brought it out way too late, and the players were crap because you couldn't clean the movies. The movies were like basically a vinyl record, and they were in a shell, and you could never see them. So they would get dust in them, and then you couldn't do anything about it, and then they would just stop working.
Charles, do you have an age?
Huh?
You lived through it all, man. Do you have an age?
1,000.
Charles is
1,000
actually a
years old.
vampire. We
Friggin'
just don't know
apocalypse
it.
over here.
Man, CD though. I mean, CD was cool. It's just that nobody cared when they brought it out. People were like, "I don't want this player." And the player
I
was
feel
like, adjusted for
like,
inflation, was like $4,000. It was crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that's why VHS ended up being king because it was like the cheaper option. I never even heard of Betamax tapes or anything. I remember telling my mom about it when I started collecting these. I was like, "Mom, why do we have we have VHS, but why didn't we have any beta tapes?" And she's like, "Because we were fucking poor. What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that they were like so much more expensive. My apologies." Like,
They weren't even that much though. I mean, what's funny is the Laserdisc players were a lot more, but the Laserdisc movies were a lot cheaper than VHS. So if you could actually get a Laserdisc player, a stupid cost, they were like half the price of VHSs. Like when they came out, the actual Laserdisc themselves, because they were cheap to manufacture. You know.
I guess with collecting too, it has a lot to do with what people have nostalgia with. Because I always think that The Nightmare Before Christmas was another one that, even though it's like not worth anything to collect sealed because it's just like another clam, I wanted it because I had it when I was a kid and played it every day until my brother put it on the radiator and melted it because he was sick of seeing it. So it's like that's the only thing I really had an attachment to. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know betas were a thing. I really have no interest in collecting them because I have no attachment to them.
Yeah, Betamax was good in the 80s, right? But then you don't see any 90s Betamax unless like Mission Impossible is the only
Hard
one.
to find. A few. Well, towards the end, only Paramount was bringing out beta toward the end. That's kind of what made VHS win, because at the beginning, beta and VHS, it was all the companies they partner with. So like at first, some of the movies were only on one format, some were on the other. Then they went to both formats, and VHS was cheaper. So in the end, it kept winning, you know, but there was still demand. So some companies still made those betas into the 90s. It was weird.
I showed you guys the Cool as Ice Betamax.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. You know, beta's the opposite of VHS, really. You know, kind of the later you get with beta, the more rare it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good for the viewers. That's a great, Charles. I agree. Like for example, the Batman '89 on Betamax, that should be more valuable than the VHS.
They're hard to find. You'll find them up
They
until the
are.
The latest one we have found is Mission Impossible from '96. Was released on beta. That's the latest one anybody has found. Even though
That's
if you look it up, yeah, they said they stopped doing them in '92, but that's not true.
That's probably the last one. The Mission Impossible is the last one, man. I mean, there's no way that you have a '97 Betamax. No way.
Yeah, and then you had, and for a while beta was being used by some airlines, but then airlines went to the Video 8 format because they were tiny. So that's where most of your Video 8s went to. So
I don't know shit about Video 8s.
Maybe they were still producing '92, but they were, as far as I know, there were just special orders for certain video stores around the country. So those Mission Impossibles, they were just made a special order. So those are really limited amount of those.
yeah, I remember one of them popped up on eBay, and I made the mistake of not buying it. Now I wish I would have bought it. So
yeah. What do you guys think of DVDs? Do you think it will be a market like 20 years from now? Are they gonna still be around, or it's gonna be obsolete, or what?
20 years from now, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the earliest DVDs, I would say, like your early, side clam DVDs that came out. Maybe some of those are cool to have, but I don't see them being.
Yeah,
They were so mass produced.
Yeah, they're just massively produced.
I
was thinking that too, because it's even funny that talking to other people who are my age, that it's like some people had VHS and some people immediately switched to DVDs. But I'm pretty sure in my household we used VHS up until like 2004. I mean, I had to be in like 3rd or 4th grade when we finally stopped using them. Like, we went from having a VCR and using VHS tapes to like having Comcast on demand. Like, there was no in between there. We did not do DVDs. I never bought a fucking DVD. Never used one. Like, just didn't have them.
My first one was Ready to
VHS to
Rumble.
streaming. Like,
for example,
what was the first DVD? It was Twister, wasn't it? Twister was the first DVD.
No, the first DVD was Boogeyman, something Return of the Boogeyman or something like that.
Really? I thought it was Twister.
no idea.
Twister's probably like one of the first 4. Yeah, Twister's up there. 007. There's another one too.
There's a lot of other formats we get into. We can get a DivX too. We can start talking about DivX.
Well, maybe we should save it for another day, because we are at like.
You don't know what DivX is? Oh, that's a good conversation to have. It'll blow people's minds.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you again next week. Hopefully, I can whip up another one of these slideshows. Start putting out some decent information. Let me roll our outro here.
All right, guys.